If you clicked this video, that means you're probably enough of a masochist to actually enjoy World vs. World. So congratulations, and let's begin. You will need a level 80 character as well as the Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire expansions, all of which you can get bundled together for about 30 USD. This game mode is not as toxic as PvP, but it definitely has its fair share of rotten apples. Most people are pretty friendly, but just be aware that you're going to encounter some guild Karens here. For this guide, I'm assuming you have the ability to pause the video and figure out basic tasks. If you need a lengthier guide, then that's fair enough, but this is not it. In the beginning, you want to focus on ranking up as quickly as possible, so I recommend playing a class such as Elementalist or Necromancer. Both can be extremely useful in large fights, as well as competent solo duelists when you aren't able to run with a group. You will want to have one build for Zerg fights and one build for roaming by yourself. Setting up keyboard shortcuts for swapping builds will help you a lot. I use Control plus various number pad keys for my build swaps. Here are two builds for Ellie and Necro respectively that you can use to get started, but just keep in mind that you can play whatever you want. To gear up, I recommend you use the Unified Vendor System Merchant to buy level 80 exotic armor and weapons, which can be stat selected to any prefix. The Laurel Vendor and Skirmish Supervisor may also have some useful items for you. And if you need to unlock any elite specializations, use the skirmish chests that you'll get as you play the game to purchase Testimony of Jade Heroics for use at the Heroics Notary. Later on, when you have more currency, you can access Dugan the Merchant for more valuable items. You get ability points by ranking up, and you rank up by taking objectives, defending objectives, and killing other players. You should put your first two ability points into Warclaw Mastery and War Gliding Mastery. Then go into your achievements panel and search for the Warclaw Companion achievement. You're going to need to complete these objectives as well as the Warclaw reward track. Note that you will need to speak to the Warclaw vendor for the body armor and leg armor. You can opt in for unlocking the fancy Guild Rider mount skin for 200 gold if that interests you. The World Ability Master vendor lets you reselect your abilities if you mess them up. I recommend upgrading the rest of your abilities in this order so you can come back to this part of the video when you have some more points to spend. Larger servers are host servers, smaller servers are link servers. The server you're paired with will change every couple of months, so make sure any guilds you join are on the same exact server. In the future, apparently we'll be using alliances, but I don't think they're ever going to release that, so don't get your hopes up. It's already been 6 years. Each week a server pair wins by accumulating the most war score, which is raised by winning skirmishes, which is won by taking objectives and killing players. I live on the East Coast, so for me, reset night is Friday night at 10:03 PM or 9:03 PM depending on daylight savings. You can wait in Lion's Arch by the portals and spam F to get in before the queue starts. Eternal Battlegrounds, or EBG, has a big middle fort and a lot of gank squads. Alpine Borderlands are good for playing with smaller groups. The Desert Borderland is ideal for roaming by yourself. Obsidian Sanctum is a map. Edge of the Mists is a map. To siege a tower, you will need supply, which you get from the supply depots. Siege blueprints are mainly used for throwing undead players, but sometimes you'll see people build them in order to destroy a tower. OJs means orange swords, and is where a large group is attacking something on the map. A commander or catmander tag is where you might find a group to play with. Most objectives have a short form name, so for example, Northeast Tower on Alpine Borderland might be referred to as NET, Garrison as Gary, SMC for Stone Mist Castle, Bay, Hills, etc. And just some tips and some information about the culture. Join an active guild. Consider using a meta build. You'll see people jump dodging sometimes. They do this because they think extending their evade frame and jump distance by 1 millimeter is going to magically fix the fact that they're bad at the game. This is cringe. Don't be a sweaty jump dodger. Solo roaming, taking camps, and yes, you can even take towers by yourself, can have a significant impact on who wins and loses at the end of the week. Consider not standing in red circles. Yes, I said it. Interestingly, when you don't stand in red circles, you take less damage. A lot of players don't seem to know this. If you see a large group suddenly beeline toward you, you should probably move. A lot of players don't seem to know this. Push. For the love of God, I'd rather see you die stupidly in the front line than just sit in the back line the whole time contemplating whether or not you want to be useful. Spotting the enemy commander is pretty easy. Look at the group as a whole and notice that they all move in unison in one direction. Now find the players that change direction before all of the others. One of them is likely to be the commander. Consider using arc DPS. If you're more of a casual player, I guess it doesn't matter, so don't worry about it, but if you actually want to make a significant impact and you aren't using a damage meter, then just assume that you're not doing very much. You're going to get owned by pew-pew longbow rangers pretty often. Use reflex, evades, and invulnerables to get yourself through the worst of it. These builds usually run out of momentum after about the first 10 seconds. Deadeye mains have small PP energy. I don't think I've met a single Deadeye main that wasn't a sweaty tryhard who gives off incel vibes. Additionally, a cautious thief is practically unkillable, but you can sometimes get the ones that are too greedy by using a ranged build with mobility. It's not that I don't respect the skill that goes into it, some thief mains are very good at what they do. It's that it's arguably inherently broken on a game mechanics level, and the only, I guess, real counter is to /sleep, put on your meme guild that insults them for existing, and move on. Ain't nobody got time for that. Condition damage builds such as Harbinger and Mirage are a plague on the community, but you can sometimes kill them by using equally stupid builds such as Fire Arcane Full Celestial Hammer Catalyst. World vs. World rank has an inverse relationship with player skill. By the time you've reached Diamond rank, you're an old man, and you've forgotten how to play the game. This is why you see a lot of bitter, jaded Diamond rank players who are dog shit at the game, but throw siege and /laugh spam at every chance they get. They take everything personally and use their experience to justify being a very dislikable personality. Basically just assume that most Diamond rank players are 1, bad, and 2, probably angry at you for no reason. Every server has a town drunk. You will become familiar with who they are. Some are like an ephemeral stream, only activated occasionally, and others are daily shit disturbers who can't help but cause problems everywhere they go due to untreated psychological ailments. Unless you are a professional psychoanalyst, there's nothing you can really do most of the time, so I recommend just leaving them alone and blocking them. No one cares about anything. Their hissy fits, your hissy fits, guild drama, friend drama, who's famous, who's infamous, who's good, who's bad. It's a video game. And beyond that, I don't mean to sound grandiloquent, but let's be real here. Nothing any of us do in life will ever amount to more than the equivalent of a drop of rain in a puddle. The universe is massive, and we are all very tiny ants with dramatic, stupid egos and meaningless problems. If there is one place where you can let go of the who you are in your mind, let it be here. Just play the game and have fun. Whether you're casual or serious about it, you should be having fun. Thanks for watching the video, good luck, and please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content.